All right, a couple of things that we need to get out of the way, if you will. So in a reset state, the radio would default to an IP address of 169.254.128.132. In a quick bridge, it's going to be 131 and 132. With a subnet mask of 255.255.255.0, 24-bit mask. In order to communicate with the radios, please assign a static IP address to the PC. Okay, 169.254.128.x, again with a 24-bit mask, and we have an example below. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is connect the PC and the radio to a switch. Just a quick note, if possible, it is recommended to directly connect the radio to a PC, as the switch might not detect the radio correctly. Once again, it's just a recommendation. So to reset the radio via the PoE brick, go ahead and push the reload button for about 8 seconds or so. If you're going to push it for any longer than that, up to maybe 18 to 20 seconds, you're actually going to put the radio in the forced reload state, meaning that the image is going to be deleted. So anything longer than 5 seconds but shorter than about 10 seconds is going to reset. Anything longer than that is going to do a forced reload. Okay, so we use the scan tool to rescan the QB. Here it is right here, QB 9150. Here's the B radio. All right, we're going to select and we're going to go ahead and click change. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and put in our respected IP address. Okay, public is by default going to be the read-write password, and we're just going to go ahead and click OK, and that's what we should see. It takes about 3 to 4 minutes or so. The radio has to reboot and take the new IP address, and then we'll go ahead and rescan it, and everything will be back online. Okay, so we just did a rescan, and here's our radio right here. Right. The next step is to go to your browser and go ahead and type in the IP address. Okay, and that is going to bring up the wizard, and that's our next piece to cover. Okay, so we are back up. Both quick bridges have been reset back to factory defaults. Okay, what we are looking at here is the setup wizard. Okay. I have connected both radios to the same Ethernet port, so we could show this simultaneously. There is no RF link right now because remember, both radios end up to be endpoint A's. Okay, one has to be A, the other one has to be B. Okay, and the far end radio, the B, has a MAC address, the wireless MAC address that the A radio requires, which I'm going to cover. Okay, so right here we have, this is the A right here, and here's the B. Okay, fairly basic info. We have whatever the device name is, your this is your quality of service. Don't worry about that. This is not required for communication, but if you want to go ahead and set it up right now, go ahead. IP address, all the information, go ahead and click next. Okay. So the network name is going to be set by default. Okay, here is our endpoint A. Okay, so your local radio is going to be A, the foreign radio is going to be B. Okay, so here's that MAC address that we were talking about. Okay, so the radio itself won't have the MAC address in its wizard. You would have to click on Summary. Okay, and here's the wireless MAC address right here. Right? Definitely recommend you copying this before you do the reset, if possible. If not, not a problem. It's right over here. All right, we're going to go here, and we are going to paste it. All right, just let's make sure that our country is the same, megahertz is the same. All right, we're going to do the within the wizard. You want your A radio typically to have the auto channel select disable. Okay, and enable on the far end radio. All right, so once we finish that, go ahead and so what we could do is, for now, let's hold off. Let's go to the B radio. Okay, same information. All right, click next. Okay, so this one is set to B. All right, I went ahead and did that, so go ahead and set to B. Make sure that this is here, okay? We have all this information set correct. Click Next. This is for your access point. Okay, whatever you want for the access point. If this is a QB 10100, of course, you're not going to have this particular feature. Okay, this is only the QB 9100 series has the built-in access point. The QB 10100 is just a quick bridge point-to-point, so you're not going to have this. You're only going to have these two. Right? Then go ahead and click Finish and click OK. All right, and then go ahead and do the same thing, Finish and okay, both radios are going to reboot. Okay, so we are back. Here is the A radio, and here is the B radio. Okay, if you do not make those specific changes with the MAC address and changing the remote radio from A to B, the link is not going to happen. All right, so here we are. We are looking at the setup wizard for version 6.3.0. Okay, so one of the major differences between this version and the older version is 6.0.2 or 0.4 is you do no longer require the MAC address from the endpoint B entered into endpoint A radio. Right, basically everything is the same. So here is the A. Okay, over here is the B. Right. So basically all we're going to do is make sure that you fill out all your IP address info. Okay, click Next. Make sure that you fill in your radio mode. Okay. After a reset or reload, both radios are going to go back to radio mode A. Okay, so we're on the A. Make sure this stays on an A. And in the B, make sure that you turn it from A to B. Okay, make sure that we have our channel bandwidth is the same, our encryption, if encryption is enabled. Okay, by default, we have the auto channel selection is going to be disabled for the A radio. Okay, and it's enabled for the B, so you can't change it. After you're done, just go ahead and click Next. So this is a QB 9100. The B radio, you have the Wi-Fi information. Just go ahead and click Next, and then Finish. It's going to reboot on the A radio. Just go ahead and click Finish. Okay. After it's done, you're going to have your warp connection.
About Proxim Wireless and our solutions, please visit us at proxim.com or follow us at Twitter @Proxim.